Greetings. Welcome to Mystic Moons. My subscribers, thank you for joining me in this voyage into the void. We're going to to people. A little connection problem here in the mountains, as usual. As usual. When you're high up in the mountains, it's raining, the weather is iffy. The wind is blowing. So that's how it is. Anyway, we were all remarking how this is our time to be alive. So we have to we will make the best of it. The voyage we're taking today is a political, and it's also a survival one. It's more than politics. It's our very survival. It's been said, circulating, that February 20th, get that? February 20th, probably 1 month after Donald J. Trump gets inaugurated into the office of presidency of the United States, and the outgoing Joe Biden is gone. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the start, World War III. Now, it's been circulating that, get ready for this one, get your seatbelts on, put those mind caps on, that February the 20th, 2025 is going to be the announcement start of World War III, which is war against Russia, without any of its proxies, without Syria, without Lebanon, without Ukraine, without Romania, without Georgia, without anything, Belarus, without any of it. They're just going to come out and say, we are at war with Russia. No. You know what that means. It means a lot of ouch. It means like, why? Of course, the answer why we're at war is real estate. Real estate. It's always real estate. And real estate for the stuff on the surface, and real estate for the goodies under the surface. And of course, airspace. Real estate. Can us humans ever get this together? You can't take the real estate and the physical trappings with you once you're dead. You cannot. And eating contaminated food and water, as we do right now, will also make you dead. However, hey, how are you doing? Hello. Yes, we're talking about as I said, there's this rumor, not more than rumor, this statement's running around the internet that February the 20th, 2025 is the official start of World War III, war against Russia. They're going to come out and say it. No more proxy, no more hiding behind the curtains, no more Wizard of Oz treatment. No, they're going to come out and say, we are at war with the enemy is Russia. Excuse me, what the hell has Russia done? I'm sure we'll find out by February the 20th. And in the meantime, you know that we're living in perilous times, and it's a drag. It's a drag, but this is our time, so we have to make the most of it. Hi, how are you? Hi, Rashi. Yes, so they're going to say, okay, so since all these countries, 15 countries, France, Germany, United States, Romania, Georgia, Ukraine, everybody, all these civilians, they can't stand, and the list goes on. They can't stand their governments. They're like protesting, but of course you don't hear about that because there's too many people that are willing to follow, yes, sir, we go, yes. They do that. Why? Because they want to eat and they want no hassle and they don't want to think. But if you have to think a war with Russia, what does that mean? That means death. That means a shitload of people are going to be killed. More than a shitload. Buckets, truckloads, continents, towns, cities. Russia doesn't play games. Yes, they're all on the same page. Germany, China, Russia, and United States, and the EU. We might as well take EU too. It's a block. It's a block, right? So all these people are agitated against the other, and we're supposed to hate the other. So maybe we have to see more carnage before some places begin to hate other places. But who's the real winner of a war? Is it you or I? No, we don't win. Civilian populations don't win. It's the investors. Investors. Just like elections, investors are the ones who choose. They get the soft spots. They get the good spots. Whereas the masses, the people, the populations, they get the leftovers if they're lucky. If they're lucky. War is all about civilian pain. It's not about military necessarily. Of course, you got to knock out the military bases, but it's all about causing pain and suffering and destruction. So you lose hope. So anyway, the date for this Yuletide is February the 20th. Well, let's see. That's what they say, 2025. Let's take a read and see if this is just a hoax, or is there some solid background to this. Now we know, so we do know there's reasons for that, because you can't just get people up from their bed, their comfortable lounge chair, and get them on the field with a gun. You can't. It just doesn't happen. So you have to be, steady and painful. All right, the first card that we have here is the Five of Swords. Not a good sign. Be ready because the fight is on. So that could be the official date. Also, too, the way that they're touting is the fact that Romania, which is one of the targets, which is supplying Ukraine with weapons to strike Russia in the heart of their commerce, in the heart of their residential areas and their military areas, is being supplied by some of their missiles are being supplied by Romania, who is a member of NATO. And what do NATO do? All for one and one for all. In other words, if any NATO country gets attacked by anybody, all the remaining NATO people have this club that they're going to get together and bring a lot of pain to the one who's offensive. So Romania is being set up. Here we have the Five of Swords. Then we have the Seven of Swords, sneakily, in a very indirect way. I mean, if somebody is like shooting pellets at you from a certain location, eventually you're going to pinpoint it, and you're going to go to the source and say, stop shooting at me. And maybe more than that, especially if they inflict pain and harm and death. And so we have here the Seven of Swords. Dara, how are you? Happy birthday. It's best to know things. It's best to know. Oh, and here we have the Ace of Wands. That also could look like the beginning of, we have the fire sign. Well, we have a whole lot of readiness and preparation and fire. It's best to know these things, because then you're not like, all right, you can prepare. How do you prepare? Well, first of all, you can make sure that you're physically fine. You have your medicines, you have your vitamins, you have your weights, you're in shape, right? You can at least run, right? And you're not wearing high heels or dress shoes or whatever. You're wearing something sturdy on the feet. Things like that. Okay, we're going to be basic in this fact. And we have the glory sticks, the Six of Wands. Now, this is the hero sign. Could this be a day that lives in infamy, as we've heard in the past world wars, which all seem to start in the same directions? same location because it's these old time, thousands of years feud that everybody has to join in. And here we have the Knight of Swords. Well, that pretty much kind of sums it up, doesn't it? Oops. That pretty much sums it up. Look at this. We have the Knight of Swords, an announcement. We have the ta-da, World War III, we are going to get those evil people announcement. We are going to come off as the heroes. And that is a good idea. Ace of Wands, it's up there. We're going to check these. This, we have the sneaky ways of getting it all together, backdoor deliveries, and we have the atmosphere of like tense battleground. Ready to fight, the Five of Swords. Let's look at this hero. What kind of hero is this? Six of Wands. Let's just take a quick look. Just a quick look. All right, just a quick. I mean, it seems very plausible with Romania being attacked. We all have to think about, we people. You know that you got to think for yourself. You know that your government is not going, wherever you are, isn't going to really like look out for you as you can look out for yourself. I mean, you're an afterthought. First thing is saving your own skin, but I mean, the first thing to do is you're giving a heads up. One thing about people that are like running the show, they always like to leave like a trail, like cigarette butts. They always like to leave a trail of smoke. And if you read the signs, pay attention, you just might get a heads up. And then you're going to say, what's that going to do with me if I get nuked? Well, first of all, get the hell out of a nuclear area. And if you have to live in some cruddy ass basement of somebody's house, then that's what you have to do. It's better to be in one piece in a place that's unpleasant than being in several pieces in a place that, is plush, is fine, is your steady. You can always come back later if you so choose, or maybe you can't come back later, but at least you're being one piece. And that's the objective of doing this reading, to see if they're just bullshitting us. Let's see, what kind of card? What kind of hero is this? All right, this one and this one. Let's see what kind of hero. Well, we have the Page of Swords, and we have the Eight of Cups, which is watching, orchestration, and we have the Page of Swords. So this is not that great of a hero. This is more or less, this is paperwork. This is just paperwork. This is paperwork. On the face of it, like, this is the official day, or we're opening ceremony. It's like when you're building a new building and you have opening ceremony. You have the mayor and several officials, council people, and they cut the ribbon. This is ribbon cutting. And this is what's behind it all. So the whole thing is, it's very plausible that that date is picked around that date or that date. They're going to announce it. There's no sign of peace. There's no sign of the signs are being picked. And I would say that we have to pay attention to that date, because that could very well be the start, the official start. There's always an official start. Official. And of course, who really puts the start but the victor, or the one intending to be the victor, or assuming that they're going to be the victor. Yes. Yes. That's what we're going to do at Be Okay. Well, we know that like everything is whacked. Everything is, we have our distraction. Like for the United States people, we have our distraction. We have the Diddy trial. What else do we have? And that's they'll take out as many people as they can and need to do to distract you until they announce. I mean, billions and billions and billions of dollars are going overseas for these arms dealers and these weapons and destruction. That's all it is. So how long do you think you could be safe? We could be safe. I could be safe. You could be safe. Anybody could be safe while all this crap is going down. And so we have to have a movement for peace. We have to have peace, peace, peace. Stop fighting over what you can't take with you. Stop being, and then again, we have to think about this too. These are very inhuman acts, right? Murder, mass murder, destruction, breaking things. It's very inhuman. And what can we? And you have to think that maybe there's another force going on. There's another force. These people are not driven by human desires, no. And non-human desires, are they possessed? Are they fucking excuse me? Sorry. Excuse me. I don't like to use certain type of language, but are they effing possessed by non-human entities to go ahead and murder that many people in terms of a world war? I mean, right now in Syria, what's happening in Lebanon, in the Gaza, in Ukraine, in Russia, where else? I'm missing every place. In the cities, and this and that. I mean, the state of anxiety is not necessary. We should be loving people, loving humans. And I don't mean stupid. I mean respect. There's enough for everybody. We don't have to get rid of 2/3 of the population just so you could have pancakes. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's enough for everyone. We don't have to eat mealworms, whatever they call those damn things. Those mealworms, those mealyworms. We don't have to eat worms to have food. And of course, we know in the United States there's been many, 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 many food processing companies and plants that have been accidentally destroyed. Cute, 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 cute. And then this whole thing about cow farts. This idiocy. We have to educate ourselves to the realities. We have to educate ourselves. And we have to pray for peace. That's what we have to do. We have to have a campaign which we have peace and reality. Peace and reality. Not just gains in the hands of a few pockets as though they're going to live underground. The rich, 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 rich. Until like a Diddy-like person is a squealer, becomes a squealer. Because he's no longer useful. That's why. Or they're making use of him. They're making use of him to bring down all your idols so you'll think, and demoralize yourself. No, look in the mirror, be strong, appreciate who you are, and realize what you can do. And lift your spirits. Lift your spirits because you know if you don't lift them, nobody else is going to lift them. Got it? All right, so let's just take off. Now we're going to be very suspicious about this date. February the 20th, 2025. It seems like they're going to have something rolling out. And it doesn't matter if Trump is in office or Biden hangs on there because he's like kicked his heels up in a number of countries and we're under a special type of like restriction that the new president cannot come in. However improbable or probable that may or may not seem at this point, be prepared. And thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for being a people of light, people of empathy, people who realize what we have to do. Hate will only get you an early death. Love, you can live a long time. But of course, you have to make that love. You have to do that love. Hate is always easier. It's easier because you don't have to put yourself on the line. You don't have to spar. You just condemn. So until we speak again, we'll see. Remember that date again, 2025. Check it out. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.